Hi, I'm Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the Meross HomeKit compatible smart plug. Now, smart plugs are one of the easiest ways to get into the kind of smart home market because they allow you to basically make anything that turns on or off smart. They're also one of the most affordable things out there, and generally all smart plugs do effectively the same thing. That means if you're watching this review for the Meross smart plug, you essentially want to know if this one is worth buying over the others and what makes it different. Now, the key thing is that it is in fact HomeKit compatible, which means for Apple users, you can use it in the Apple Home app. This also makes it super easy to set up, and so that's the main difference about this smart plug, but I'm going to talk about all its other features and everything else as we go through this review. And so let's kick off by talking a bit about Meross, because you may not have heard of them before today. And Meross are a company who tend to focus on budget-friendly Apple HomeKit products. And to put that in perspective, the smart plug we're talking about today costs about £15, although you can get them quite regularly on offer for a tenner on Amazon. The pack of two costs £25, which means they can work out as little as £12.50 each, even when they're not on offer. If you compare this to something like the Philips Hue HomeKit compatible smart plug, that retails at £30. That means you can get two of these for less than the price of one of the Hue ones. If you've been around on this channel for a while, you'll know that a couple of months back I reviewed the Meross Smart Garage Door Opener as well, which is another HomeKit compatible device they do. If we talk about design of this smart plug, it's pretty similar to most smart plugs out there. The one thing I did notice is it feels like it's got both a slightly narrower and a slightly thinner feel than some of its competitors. In practice, this doesn't make a huge difference, but that narrowness means you could probably stack them along on an extension cord if you wanted to. It's got rounded edges, and on the front of it is where you put your plug in, and there's also an indicator light. On the left-hand side, you'll find the manual on-off button, and then on the right-hand side is the QR code for setting it up with HomeKit. Overall, it's a pretty nice design, it's pretty simple, it doesn't kind of stick out, and it's exactly what you want from a smart plug, which is the sort of thing you tend to just tuck away anyway. So let's talk about how easy it is to set up. So there are two ways you can set up this smart plug. You can set it up in the Meross app, or you can set it up in the Apple Home app. Now, if you're an Apple user, I recommend you use the Apple Home app. If you do use the Apple Home app, setup is super simple. You basically open your Home app, you press the plus in the top corner, you choose Add Accessory, and then you scan the QR code. Your iPhone then connects to the smart plug, hooks it up for Wi-Fi, and you're done. From that point on, you can give it a name, you can assign it to a room in your Home app, and you can even set the logo. So for example, mine is set up to a fan, so I went for the fan logo. From that point on, you're good to go. You can control it from your watch or your phone or your iPad or your Mac. You can add it into automations if you want to do certain things with it. For example, maybe turn it off after it's been on for an hour. And that's it. You just use your Home app and the smart plug. If, however, you want to use some of the other features, for example, maybe you want to use it with Amazon's Voice Assistant or with IFTTT, you're going to want to add it into the Meross app as well. Luckily, if you've added it into the Apple Home app already, it's really easy to do this. You simply open the Meross app, press the Add button, and it already picks up that device. You then just choose to add it to the Meross app. All of the HomeKit stuff you just set up still functions, but it also means you can use it with things like IFTTT and Amazon's Voice Assistant. It is also compatible with Google Assistant, although I haven't tried that. The other advantage the Meross app has over the HomeKit app is the ability to use timers. This means you can say that you want it to stay on for an hour and then turn off without having to set up a whole automation around that. The Meross app isn't quite as nice to use as the Apple Home app, and to be honest, I don't use it very often, but it is still a very usable app and it's kind of designed well. It's just simple and does exactly what you expect it to. Of course, if you want to use it with Amazon's Voice Assistant, you just add the Meross skill and then hook up your account. And the same goes for IFTTT. One of the things I have noticed with this smart plug compared to a Tech-in one which runs on the Tour network is that response time is that little bit faster, especially when using your voice to turn things on or off. And for most users, that response time really doesn't matter, but it really is worth noting that difference. And so the real question to ask at the end of this review is this smart plug any good? And why should I pick it over other budget smart plugs that are out there? And the answer to that first part of the question is yes. This is a brilliant smart plug. It's responsive, it's easy to use, and the HomeKit compatibility is a must for Apple users because it also makes it really easy to set up. One of the things I love about the Home app is I can have all of my devices from lots of different companies all in the same app. It's also there and easy to get to from Control Center at the top of my phone as well, and it feels really integrated into the Apple ecosystem that I'm part of. Of course, if you want out of home control, you're also going to need to use something in your house as a hub with your Apple Home app. You can use something like an iPad if it doesn't leave very often, but I just use my Apple TV. And so the second part of that question is to say, well, should I pick this over another budget smart plug? And my honest answer is that if you are an Apple user, then I absolutely recommend picking one of these up over any other budget smart plug, just because it fits into the Apple system really well. And if you already use other smart home devices in the Home app, then it's a way of adding that without having to have another app. If you're an Android user, then it probably doesn't make a lot of difference whether you pick up one of these or one of the other ones out there, although I'd say the response time is better than some of the Tour network ones. I hope you guys have found this video helpful. If you've got any questions, do stick them below and I will answer those questions. As with everything on my channel, this is tech that I use every day, and so I'm always willing to answer questions and help you guys out. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to pick one up, I have put links to the single pack and the 2-pack below, and you can pick them up using those links, and that will help this channel out. Finally, if you want to subscribe to this channel and be first to see new videos, then do hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys again soon.